welcome to this week's Down to Biz with Ash and Jeff.
In the spirit of 2010 and taking a fresh look at things, we thought we'd have a look at the 7 Ps of marketing. The 7 Ps of marketing, we hear you think, I thought there was only 4. Product, price, promotion and placement. What you learned at uni. Well no, it's a more competitive age, it's a more competitive year. So Jeff and I have figured out 7 Ps to help you find your next business growth opportunity.
And the first one is people. People are spending less and less time in jobs, so it's becoming more challenging to get brands that are consistent with their people.
It's also harder to attract people, so you need to make it fun. Southwest Airlines is a great example of this. If you haven't seen it already, Google Southwest Rapper and see one of the attendants rapping the safety message and turning something boring into a great customer brand experience.
The next one is purpose, and what we're seeing is that as in the olden days, a uniting mission used to give us growth. What gives us growth now is an actual consumer benefit, a reason for being for a brand.
So it's not just about you being the leaders in Australia. Take for example Virgin. It's about David slaying Goliath wherever they sleep. When Virgin come to a category, they're going to shake it up and make sure there's a customer benefit in it.
Then there's positioning. Categories are becoming more and more commoditised, and real functional benefits, USPs that you can hang your hat on, are getting harder to find. The key is differentiating on an emotional benefit.
And once you've differentiated, stick to it. Take an example like Kleenex. They've been on something so long, in a competitive category, we associate one of the major qualities of softness with only one brand.
And there's personality. Now, personality is so important these days because if you are going to differentiate on an emotional level, you've got to do it consistently and you've got to do it in a way that's different to the other people within your category.
We see brands like Nudie coming to established categories like juice and bringing the unique Nudie personality, shaking things up and being undeniably different.
So you've got your personality down pat, but then the most important thing has got to be being consistent with that at every single touch point.
You might not think of Apple as a process brand, but man have they looked at it. From the moment you see an Apple store, to you speak to a staff member wearing a Genius t-shirt, to you see the beautiful packaging or the design of the machine itself, they have looked at their process and reflected their personality at every single touch point.
And then there's partners. Money's getting tighter and tighter, and so the way to get media leverage in this country is to find assets and bring them together for the joint benefit.
You're seeing the kings of this, being McDonald's as always. They're not just stocking products, they're inviting brands in to work with them. You look at their menu and you see such brands as Nudie, DOWNtoBIS and Golden Circle, right through to their classic partnerships for their kids' meals, where they work with the cinemas, so the cinema drives to McDonald's and McDonald's drives back to the cinemas.
And then there's having punch. What's the one thing that you can do that's going to make sure you own a position in the consumer's mind? The trick is to find one thing and overinvest in it heavily.
And a classic brand here is Red Bull. Long before they were spending big money on TV, they were investing heavily and overinvesting in experiential marketing. The backers of Flugtag or Flyday that brought it right to customer presence throughout the world, down to their continued sponsorship in extreme sports.
This year, it's estimated that the attendance at the Red Bull Air Race in Perth will actually beat the F1 in this country.
So there you have it, the new 7 Ps of marketing. We hope you found that useful and maybe identified a business growth opportunity for yourself and your brand. Please subscribe to our channel and we'll see you next time for more Down to Biz
With Ash and Jeff.